The world of Toria, for it had once been alive with human industry, sprawling cities that glittered like jewels under the pale light of its twin moons. Now it was ash. The Zirin fleet had made sure of that. Their beams had cut through the atmosphere, stripping away oceans, reducing continents to cracked wastelands, erasing everything humanity had built there. From orbit, it looked like nothing more than a burned cinder spinning silently in the void. The Zirin celebrated, believing another human colony erased, another threat extinguished. They did not yet understand the kind of species they were dealing with. The warship Vathral's Fong descended into low orbit, its scanners sweeping the blackened surface. The captain, a veteran of a dozen campaigns against lesser species, leaned back in his command chair, satisfied. Nothing lives. Not even microbes will survive the soil. Humanity is one step closer to extinction. His crew chittered in agreement, already eager to move on to their next conquest. But then the sensors pinged. A faint emission. A pulse. The comms officer tilted his head. "Captain, I detect a signal." The bridge went silent. "From where?" the captain demanded. "Surface origin. Deep within the central ruins of the human capital city. Low-band transmission. Weak but continuous. Like a beacon." The captain hissed in annoyance. "A distress call? Let the ghosts cry. There is no one left alive to hear them." But something gnawed at him. Humanity was not like other prey. Where other species begged, humans schemed. Where others broke, humans endured. He remembered the stories whispered through the fleets. The kind of stories officers dismissed as propaganda, but which circulated like infection nonetheless. Stories of humans surviving worlds that should have killed them, of humans turning defeats into ambushes, of humans who smiled at death and made it their ally. The captain's claws tapped against the armrest of his chair. Patch it through? The static crackled, broken and distorted, but there was something there, a repeating message. The words emerged slowly, shaped by translators, until the bridge fell silent again. "We know where you are now." The crew shifted uneasily. The captain snarled. A bluff, an automated transmission meant to unnerve us. Typical human tricks. They are dust now. Dust cannot threaten the Zirin Empire. Yet even as he spoke, unease settled over the crew. The humans had died, yes, but their message remained. A signal woven into the ashes, defying annihilation. The captain ordered a landing. Their shuttles descended onto the shattered plains where once skyscrapers had reached into the sky. The ruins still smoldered, jagged bones of glass and steel jutting from the earth. The air was toxic, laced with particulate ash, and the ground cracked beneath their boots. They traced a beacon to the ruins of what had once been a human communications hub. The structure was barely standing, charred walls leaning precariously, its antennae shattered. Yet deep inside, buried under rubble, a core remained alive. Its battered systems flickered weakly, but still it pulsed. The signal repeated, again and again, "We know where you are now." The technicians worked quickly, pulling away debris, examining the core. "It should not have survived the bombardment," one muttered. "The power cells are ancient," improvised. "But the design is resilient." Another added, "There is no randomness here. This is deliberate." The captain crouched near the flickering console, watching the steady pulse of the transmission. "What is it broadcasting?" he demanded. "Coordinates," came the answer. The captain froze. "Coordinates to what?" The technician hesitated. "Not to this world. Outward. Into space." Silence hung over them, broken only by the hum of ruined machines. Then the comms officer's voice cut sharply over the shuttle radios. "Captain, incoming vessels detected on long-range scanners." The captain bolted upright. "What vessels?" A pause. The officer's voice trembled. "Human." The Zirin scrambled back to their ships, panic rising like a wave. They had burned the colony to ash, scoured it until nothing should have remained. But somehow, in that destruction, the humans had left behind a trap, an automated signal buried so deep even fire from orbit could not silence it. And while the Zirins investigated, while they mocked and prodded at the ashes, the signal had done its work. It had called the hunters home. The stars outside flared as a human fleet emerged from FDL. Ships dark and scarred, bristling with weapons. They had not come to mourn the dead. They had come to avenge them. The first barrage tore through the Ziran perimeter ships before the fleet even had time to react. Plasma fire lit up the void, tearing chunks of metal and bodies into nothing. The captain screamed orders, but half his command relays were already silent, ships consumed in fire. On the bridge of the Vaithral's Fawn, the captain watched in horror as the humans advanced with ruthless precision. Their formation was tight, their timing perfect. This was not chance. This was design. The beacon had been more than a warning. It had been a lure. Human voices crackled over open comms, cold and steady. You glassed our world. You thought Ash meant death. But Ash remembers. And so do we. The Ziran fleet fractured, ships breaking formation, desperation overtaking discipline. But there was no escape. The humans had them surrounded. Every path closed off, every maneuver anticipated. The captain gripped the edges of his chair as the human fleet closed in. He had thought them primitive, thought them broken, thought their fire reduced them to nothing. But in that final moment, as the Vaithral's Fawn shuddered under the impact of human weapons, he understood the truth whispered in the dark across the galaxy. Humans never truly die, and when they rise from the ashes, it is not to weep, it is to hunt. The last thing the captain heard before the fires consumed his ship was a signal pulsing once more to the ruins below, steady, eternal, unyielding. We know where you are now.